Okay, thank you. And don't eat. Okay. Chloe as well, sorry. Yeah. You don't have it. Thank you. Thank you. Just one. Here. You get about live in person.
Thank you, po. Thank you, po. I just probably.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah.
Yeah, rolling.
Okay. Thank you, Senator Trillanes. Welcome. I just wanted to start with a question for the benefit of British people and maybe other Westerners who aren't particularly aware of the situation in the Philippines at the moment. What is it that you and others find very problematic about the President Duterte, the current president of the Philippines? What's he doing wrong in your view?
Well, when Duterte assumed office, he launched this so-called war on drugs, which everybody welcomed because we all understand that illegal drugs can be harmful to society. But then the means that he employed was quite shocking. He started ordering that suspected drug pushers and drug users should be killed. And he said that in very clear language, that his order is shoot to kill, and he doesn't care about human rights, and that he emulates Adolf Hitler, that he's willing to massacre and slaughter 3 million drug addicts. While they may say that this is hyperbole, but the security forces, particularly the police, actually executed that policy. And now the death toll is about to reach 30,000 deaths. And that's an alarming figure by any standard.
You have been at the forefront of the opposition to Duterte now for some time.
Yes.
I just wondered if you could talk a little bit about what has happened to you personally as a result of this, because it's been a very eventful few months, if not a year or so, for you.
Well, Duterte has ordered to have me killed almost immediately after he won, even before he assumed office. And this was revealed to me and publicly by a former member of his Davao Death Squad. This is a hit squad of Mr. Duterte. So that's the first order, to have me liquidated. Then he also ordered the Justice Department to come up with any kind of case that could put me away. And when he failed that, he came up with this presidential proclamation revoking the amnesty that was given to me back in 2011, which is illegal and unconstitutional, but he did it anyway. He ordered specifically the security forces to have me arrested without any basis at all. But by the grace of God, the perseverance of the Filipino public, and the pushback of the institutions, I'm still around. Although I'm facing, I think, 10 to 12 cases already in court, but it's not a new experience for me, having gone head to head with a president previously. It's not an exciting experience, but it needs to be done.
In your view, what sorts of action could be taken against Duterte to make him accountable for what he's done, or perhaps further down the line to remove him or somehow make him step down? What sorts of procedures could be invoked there, do you think?
Well, domestically, we have the impeachment process. Ideally, that should be the recourse of the Filipino people in dealing with a character like Duterte. But his allies are dominating the House of Representatives. So I don't see that happening now or in the next few years. Now, the next mode of dealing with Duterte is through the International Criminal Court, which we are a signatory to. And we're awaiting the final decision of the ICC in that in the submissions we made last year.
Are you confident that that can work?
Let's just say we are hopeful that the ICC would do its mandated duty to be the final option for a people under siege, whose democracy is under threat.
You've been traveling lately, talking to different countries and talking to various people, Filipinos based abroad, but also to foreigners. Do you have a sense that people are starting to understand the true seriousness of what's going on in the Philippines now? Do you think people are starting to sort of get behind the opposition cause now?
Yes, that's very palpable domestically and internationally. And one indicator is in the social media. It used to be dominated by Duterte supporters, but now it's the other way around. And that's very encouraging. So what we in the position is bent on doing is to keep on delivering the truth to the Filipino people and the international audience. And hopefully, at some point, everybody would see the light and react accordingly.
If Duterte could go away and step down from power, or however you would achieve that, how do you see Philippine politics after that? I mean, some commentators, I think both in the Philippines and abroad, have said that there were certain conditions that helped kind of create Dutertismo, you know, that there were complaints about poverty and lack of land reform and other sorts of social issues, which then fueled his support amongst a lot of people. Are there changes that you think need to be made, sort of deeper changes that need to be made to the economy and to society there, to maybe prevent another Duterte from rising up in the future?
Well, definitely, that's going to be the challenge of the next administration. But we should also look at it as an opportunity for a moral rejuvenation for the Filipino people. That we should reject the kind of value system that Mr. Duterte tried to peddle to the Filipino people. And aside from that, there should be deeper institutional reforms so that our democracy shouldn't be in peril because of one man. the institution should be able to preserve democracy and push back to on anyone who has dictatorial designs. And ultimately, of course, we need to alleviate poverty so that the Filipino people would be empowered and they'd be a critical part in the preservation of democracy.
I would just end by asking you if you maybe had a brief message that you could say to people around the world, people in Britain, maybe people in the West, people around the world. If you could just say something about, you know, what needs to be done in the Philippines, what needs to change, how they can perhaps help.
Well, let me start off by extending my gratitude and appreciation for welcoming personalities like myself to be able to deliver the truth, the information from our country, and for the UK to for actually calling out the excesses of Mr. Duterte in different forums, to include the foreign media, like the BBC. They have been very helpful in monitoring our situation in the Philippines and telling our story to the global audience. That's very critical during those times wherein Duterte wanted to dominate the whole show and try to twist the truth. So our request and our appeal is for the British people to continue monitoring our situation there for as long as we know that they're watching. At least we could still have a venue to deliver our message and appeals. So thank you.
And thank you very much, Senator.
Thank you, sir.
For your time.
Let's keep on talking.